All right, so we're going to start off where we stopped off last time. Let me show you. On the web, it's my server is 52.91.50.91. I've got an index.php file here. It's not index.html. You can tell because it's showing all the PHP information using that PHP info. I also have PHP my admin, and if I log in as Brian, you'll notice I have a database now. It's called Marshall. And in that database, I can create a table, and it works. Okay, so that is where we are up to this point. Okay, so now I want to show how to, we're going to do one more thing. So let's go back out to the web. I want to have another, so copy this, and I want to create a last thing, which is a file called frog.html. Notice that it's not there. Okay, so to do that, I go back out to PuTTY, and I want to make a file in a folder in my web folder, right? In my web folder. So I'm going to change directory to var, and then www and html. And that is where you can see there's my index file right there, the index.php. So I want to make a new file, sudo vim frog.html. This is going to open up Frog in Notepad, in the Linux Notepad. I'm going to go to insert mode, and I'm going to make an HTML file. And I'm going to close my HTML file. It's like Vim has a little bit of code knowledge, right? So I'm going to close my body file. This is just really basic HTML. And I want to make an H1 header with my name. So Brian Marshall. And it's going to be frog. Frogs are great. All right, H1, close it up. Okay, now I want to add the image. So image, source, image folder, and it's going to be frog.jpg. Close that up, close that up. All right, so let's take a look at that. All right, that's pretty basic. So it says the source for this image is in a folder called image, and the file is called frog.jpg. All right, so let's go escape and right quit, and let's take a look at what that looks like. If I hit refresh, there's Brian Marshall, frogs are great, and I don't see my picture. Okay, but if I look at my source code, my picture is here. It's not there. Right, like I haven't put anything there. And how do I know nothing's there? If I do an ls here, I just have a folder or two files, frog and index. So I need to make a folder. So sudo mkdir img. There's my folder. And if I switch into that folder and look, there's nothing there. So I need to upload something. Okay, I need to upload a picture of a frog. So to do that, I need to get some sort of file transfer to push in. So there is one called FileZilla. It doesn't work really well on Thundercloud. I think they're blocking some of the issues with it. But if I go into File Site Manager, I have this one already set up. I just worked on it to make sure it worked, and it does, called AWS. It's AWS SFTP protocols. When you pick on the drop down, you put your host name here. You could put a 22 in here, but SFTP is automatically going to do 22. You want the login type to be key file. The username is Ubuntu, and then just go and browse to your key file, the one that you made for this one, okay? And when you click connect, okay, it's going to go through the whole thing and it's going to connect. So now it says you're in home Ubuntu, right? But where do you really want to be? You want to be in var www html, okay? So now I'm in var www html. If I open up the images, this is where I want to put that frog. Right here. So over here on my left, I made a folder called temp pics in my C drive. So let's click on C, maybe come down here and look and see if we can see it. Thought I had one here. Maybe not. We need to refresh. There it is, temp pic. And here's my frog. So go and find out wherever you put frog. And all you do is drag it over. Just like that. It says it transfers. and it says it's finished. So if I come back over here and refresh, it does say file transfer failed. It has not been moved over. And it says cannot write permission denied. What does that mean? That's crazy. If I come back over here and look, I'm going to go up a folder, ls-l. It says there's the image file and I'm Ubuntu, but look who owns it. Root owns it. And right now, everybody else, which is the third column right here, they can read and execute, but they can't write. So I can either change the owner to Ubuntu, or I can change this to read, write, execute. So let's just change the owner. So sudo chown Ubuntu image. Okay. Now if I ls-l and look, it's Ubuntu owns it. So now if I go back to FileZilla and try it again, okay, it says there was no error message, and then Frog moved over. So the whole point behind what we were doing for Sys Admin 1 was to talk about the permissions. So Ubuntu needs to own the folder if they're going to have the read, write, execute to do it. Or you could have just set everybody to be able to read, write, and execute to it. Okay. So now let's go back out. Now that that's there, let's go out to the web and see if that worked. So if I hit refresh, okay, and come over here, img frog.jpg. Oh, that's nice. So it shows that as source. But if we take this URL, come over here and paste that in, let's see if we can get our frog JPEG showing up. It does. So our URL is working and it is out there. We just need to make it work for frog.html. All right, so I tracked down what the problem was. I think I was going too fast. So if I go back into sudo vim frog, notice that on my original one, I did not, because I was going too fast, I did not have the equal sign. Okay, you have to say sudo source equal sign image frog, and then when I go out of it, now let's check the web. Come over here, hit refresh, and there's my frog picture. Okay, I do not know how I missed that equal sign, but everything is good. At the end of the day, we were able to move our stuff over. So the frog file is moved over because the permissions were changed. For your project on Thursday in class from scratch, I want you to have this page. I want you to be able to log in like this and see a database. And I want you to be able to have a picture, and I will show you what it would be. I want you to have a new website with a picture, and I will give you both of those. So that will be an in-class project on Thursday. You should be able to do all of those things. Okay? Hope this helps. Take your time. Do it lots of times. It should be super fun.